So how
Actually, the case, see, actually every examination, in all international examination conducted by Pearson VUE Center.
Yep.
Actually, the Pearson VUE Center, he has spanned across different countries also. But I'm not telling only the Pearson VUE centers are available for exams. There are other centers also available for exams. See, actually, we are the peoples who does not have direct contact with Microsoft or Cisco or AWS, something like this. We are the professional, maybe student, or maybe seeking job. So all are welcome there. So anyone seeking job in this particular domain, they require the certification. So what they do, they obviously training they can be getting by anyone, maybe any tutor or any organizations, or maybe any trainer. They can give training. Training part is something official, but the examination point is where we have some rules regulations to follow, because these vendors, Microsoft or Cisco, AWS, all stick with those examination centers. So they have a direct communication with them in examination purpose. So what we have to do, we have to apply for online exam towards that center. We have nearby center, anyone nearby, so we can apply, and once we apply, they will ask some proof based on the rules regulations is concerned. We have some proof, and then they will fix the timing. They will give a voucher of examination. So after you get the voucher, that is they will be scheduled maybe immediately, or they may be scheduled after 1 week or maybe 2 weeks of time. Once you got the schedule, and you have to prepare between those timings, maybe 1 week or 2 week gap, you have to prepare yourself for examination, and you have to appear for exam on the specification time that written in the voucher. And then they will be conducting exam for you, and the result will be pop up immediately. Maybe negative result or maybe positive result. If you get the negative result, then you lost all the money, and you lost the timing and everything. And also you have to leave now, because you have negative impact, that is negative marks you get, means I think you cannot write exam for more than 100 days. You cannot write the exam if some student or failed in MCSA exam or any international exam, they cannot appear again exam for maybe 120 days. After that, they can appear again with same specification of the documentation. If you get pass, immediately they will send you one hard copy of mark sheet, and also they will send one soft copy of mark sheet. They will forward to your mail. Then after 1 week or 2 weeks, you will get that certificate, hard copy certificate across your address.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. Like
that is the yesterday. Yeah, that is the rule for every certification is concerned, and that's because certification shows you that you are the real person who have the knowledge and who have ability to handle those servers. So nowadays, some students have great knowledge, but they don't have certification. They are not. Peoples are not considered that. And some people have less knowledge, but they have certification. They are considering. So the certification gives you 50% chance of to crack an interview. So suppose I'm going for an interview, and they will be asking, I'm certified or not. I will say yes, I'm certified. So 50% itself I am selected. So next and another 50% I need to show them what quality of knowledge I have.
But that's what I was trying to check it with you. Like yesterday, I had a chat with Dinesh, so he told me something like he can arrange something.
Yes. See, here. What are the students are learning here? Those students are preparing for online exam, because online exam is something that we are conducting in India. So if you are in Australia, means we will help you to communicate with the Pearson Prometric Center also. That is global center. Anywhere you can appear for exam. But Physical appearance is must, I think.
Okay.
Physical appearance.
That's what. Yeah, because that's what I was trying to check it with Dinesh, and he told me like he can arrange something and he will let me
The
know.
thing is actually how he told that if you are not,
Mm-hmm.
suppose some people are getting great training, but still they are not confident to write
Mm-hmm.
exam. For example,
Yeah.
they are
Yes.
not
Yes.
confident to write exam. They have fear of getting failed. They have fear of getting
Mm-hmm.
some mishaps. Due to that reason,
Mm-hmm.
we will arrange some other help also to those students. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
he have talked on that also to you. We
But
will make the student to pass in the exam. If the students got fear that I cannot able to write the exam, we will help you to crack the exam.
mm-hmm.
We will help you to crack the exam. So that is the way. If the students are confident, no problem. They can write it by own, no problem.
Yeah, that's there. But that's what I was talking to him
Yes, yes,
about.
yes. So that is we are providing the two sections. One, students can write by themselves. Students have huge knowledge, but they have hesitation of writing the exam. So we will help them to crack the exam. So
I'll check with him, like, because he told me something different story. That's why I just need to check it with you. Yeah,
see, actually the
yeah,
thing is, see, end of the day we need to get pass, right?
yeah.
That,
That's what, because the Paul, the thing is right now. Okay, I'm preparing for 410, and after that, it's something negative results come. I write exam and negative results come. So I can't go 411 and I can't do 412 training until and unless I should pass in 410. So in that case, that's what I was asking him. In that case, what should I do? Because Paul is not going to give me again the same thing, and it's because it's lagging the thing. So how this thing gonna work? So that's what I was trying to ask
yeah, that
him.
is why I understand
But
your priority. So you are giving more priority for examination, and also, as I stated you got the fear of getting failed.
yeah.
I understand that. For that, let me discuss again with my colleague Dinesh, and I
Mhm.
will get back to you.
Okay.
Is that okay? Because I need to mingle him also in our
Mhm.
talk. Because straight
Mhm.
away I cannot give any promises. So let
Yeah.
discuss with him, and let's see what the views he have, and he will get back to you, or I will get back to you.
Yeah, yeah. So tomorrow we can talk about it. So,
Okay, so it's time for us to start the class. Okay, so today let me show you. Yesterday I just gave some introduction of big introduction of Windows Server 2012. See, actually, when I'm taking the class, I will be discussing with you the three types of things. One discussion will be something like interview purpose discussion. What are the questions they may be asking you in the interview in Windows Server 2012 in the specific paper. And then the second one is I will be explaining you as a core concept of Windows Server 2012 server. And next one is I will be discussing with you in the concept of how the things are working, and then I'm going to talk about the integration, and sometimes I will be comparing with this other operating system like Windows Server 2008 and what are the 2012 is all about. So my talk based on these three: interview purpose and the concepts of Windows Server 2012 and the integration with other operating system. Uh, we have another operating system called Linux. So the Linux operating system, what we have, that is the another operating system that is have huge stock on the market. And if you see Windows and Linux, both operating system sometimes share the similar functionalities and similar features. So when that point of view come, I will be discussing with you how it is there in Linux and how it is there in Windows. So this is the agenda that based on this only I'm going to talk every topic. I think you understand.
Yeah. What about this one, Paul? Like, because I'm planning for more, because my more focus is towards cracking the certification.
So
So, like,
you were asking, you want to extend the class timing.
no. My more focus is on to crack the certification.
Yeah, that's why. That's why.
Yeah. So,
See, we are help you to crack the certification. So for that only, I will be discussing with my colleague Dinesh, and I will get back to you.
uh,
See,
yeah.
don't
So if
see,
I know, like,
see, don't worry about that. If don't think negatively that if this happens means what the thing I'm going to do like this. See, actually, we are giving training. We are going to give you dumps. We are going to make you perfect in training in specific paper. See, from examination point of view is coming, we understand that examination point of view, because now what are the training aspects you are taking is for the working environment. So you are going to work in some office, they have Windows Server 2012, so we are going to provide you all those practicals, all those labs, and we are going to teach you how to crack an interview and all those things. But when it comes to examination point of view, I have to take special care, because examination is not we cannot take as a simple process, because because the certification is important for everyone who are seeking the jobs. So that's why. So I will make you get pass. I will make you to crack in all the papers that you have taken MCSA 74, 10, 411, 412, and that is why I will be discussing this process to Dinesh, and let I ask what his views on that, because I understand your requirement, and you are also worrying about that, and that I understand. So I will be discussing with him, and I will get back to you. The output will be positive. Okay, there is no negative.
okay.
Output will be positive. So we are not here to let you down on examination point of view. We are here to make you perfect on the concept, on the interview, as well as for the exam. So these three things we have to get into in positive manner. So training, interview, and exam. So training we are started. Interview, I'm going to talk you side by side when I'm taking the explaining the concept. When come to examination point of view, that is in that place when you are standing. So we are helping you to crack that also. We will tell you how to do that. Okay.
Mhm.
So from your side, don't put lot of burden on thinking that this happens, this what will happen like this. For you will be getting all exam perfectly, you are going to be passed. So there is no chance of get failure, and you will be getting good marks also, above 900.
Oh, good.
So because all this, because we are helping in such a way that students will get more than 900, and some students also get more than 1000 marks. But if you go some, because if you get 1000 marks, is sometimes if you go for interview, he may be thinking, oh, how he got the 1000 marks? Oh, he is the one maybe very say auspicious.
Mhm.
So we will give more than 900 marks. You will achieve more than 900 marks in specific paper.
Okay.
So no need to worry, because see, I understand you are worrying about the ongoing process. You are worrying about your future. You are worrying about upcoming days, and also you are worrying about everything that is going around you. That's I understand. I am right.
Yep. Yep.
So that is why. So because you have decided to what is to finish this paper and successfully, and you want to change the job also, and I can understand that you also change the country also, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you want to move to next country. So that is why, because see this MCSA, India, you're in India, if you go and attend an interview, they'll be asking huge amount of questions, very tough questions. They will asking you very, very tough questions that no one can able to answer. But when you are in that type of countries, they will not ask that much of tough questions. They will be asking, they will give some scenarios. Yes, they will give them some scenario. Sometimes they'll give some scenario. You're going to assist, you're going to sit in front of the system, and they will tell do that. That type of process they are following. But here, if see a country like Australia or America, if you go there, people are very smooth and people are very calm, and people want the few things that you should meet the criteria. That you should have your certificate. Yes, I am certified. You have the knowledge. Yes, I am the knowledge. You have work experience. Yeah, I have the work experience. So previously, which of the companies you have worked, I have the documentation with me. You can see that. So the interview process will be smooth and very fine. So, but if you come to India, the interview process is not smooth and very fine. People are dying for jobs, and here the questions they are asking something very difficult to answer. Even he is certified. So that's for you there is no problem. So you can able to move on next level. But be careful that the concepts that what you are studying, you should be you should have the depth knowledge inside that. And because see, explaining is important, because once you explain only, they come to know capabilities and ability. Once you explain only.
So for concepts you are there, but I'm just a bit worried about my exams. So I will, you can make everything understand, but like if something goes wrong with the exam, then I don't know.
Yes, that's yes. If something goes wrong with the exam, you have wasted everything. So that's not going to happen. We are here to give you full contribution. We are here to give you a full resource, and also we are here to give you full interoperability with you. So there is no need for worry of exam. So you will be getting passed in all papers successfully. So I will be talking with this to my colleague, and tomorrow when we start again, I will discuss with you those things.
Yeah.
Actually, what is the time there?
It's 2:10.
It's 2:10 p.m.
Yeah, p.m.
Oh, it's afternoon. Okay.
Afternoon.
Okay, so let me start the session.
Yep.
I'm going to start with my VMware, as I told you yesterday.
Yep.
See, this is a version I have sent you. So how to check this is a full version or a trial version? Go to, you can see, you go to help. You go to help and you can see about VMware workstation. You see, is it status licensed, expiration, no expiration, type is volume. So this, you see, now if you go to your VMware workstation that you installed, if you go to this same place, they show license needed. Status, you can see there is no license. So they have some expiration date and time. So if you install the license version like this, it will be license and no expiration, and you can use lifetime until you reinstall your physical operating system.
Okay.
So that is why this is the licensed one, and this is the how I sent to you. So this is the version of VMware 12.0 version, and this version is the latest version from VMware, and you can use it for all types of purpose. And this version is very easy and very customizable, and it is supported most of the time 64-bit. And just remember, when you install a virtual machine inside a VMware, this virtual machine will be stored in this one, in the documents. You can see documents, you can see virtual machine, you can see all the virtual machines, what are the virtual machine I have installed. You can see it's showing inside this folder, and that's why. So every time when you launch this operating system here in this VMware workstation, it will be connected with this. So documents. So by default, when you install VMware workstation, and launch a virtual machine, that automatically he will reroute those information to this folder. In all OS, maybe if you install in Windows 7, the same location, Windows 10 same location, Windows 8 or 8.1 same location, even Windows XP also the same location. And just remember, suppose you have deleted the OS from here, like this, you can get it inside this. This does not mean that once you delete the OS from here, it is gone out of VMware. It is there still here. So you can click and you can start the operating system from the list. And you can, again, once you start here, it will stick with this window. So sometimes some operating so I can able to delete it. I can able to. So if I'm installing more virtual machine, more folders will be created by the name of that operating system, and I can able to see all those files inside this. Okay, so in my case, I have installed 2 operating systems here. So first of all, let me install an operating system. First of all, let me see today how to install Windows Server 2012 as a virtual machine, and what are the prerequisites we need to understand before installing a Windows Server 2012. See, actually, to install Windows Server, as you already know that, so create a new virtual machine, and I can go for typical or custom. See, in my case, I need to show you upgradation also. For that, let me check. I have the image of Windows Server 2008. Basically, this system is quite slow because already huge amount of data loaded, and also I have 16 GB RAM installed inside this system, so it's gonna be a little bit fast. So 16 GB RAM, so it is comfortable for me to run a virtual machines. So let me check about OS images. Yes, I have Windows Server 2008. And let me install Windows Server 2008 and Windows Server 2012 simultaneously. Let's see the differences in the interfaces. So next, go to browse, and he is asking me to give an image. Otherwise, you can go for install a disk. Go to image ISO and just click on this Windows. He's not recognizing ISO. So what is that file? Yes. So click open. So this is NRG. I think so. It will read this file, and this is the product key that he is asking. So it's all the additions that Windows Server 2008 contains. So I will be installing Data Center as the default edition, and you can also give some passwords. And this password will be asked when the operating system installed successfully. And if you don't want, you can leave this also. Then you can just log on automatically. Requires a password. Click next. Yes, so he's asking tell the enter product key. I don't have product key, means okay. And then you can see here he's just pinpointing the location in the documents and virtual machines folder. Click next, and this is the storage. I'm going to give us some 200 GB of storage. So recommended size for this operating system is 40 GB. What do you mean by this? Split a virtual machine as a single file, or split virtual disk into multiple files? Split a single file means he will be storing everything in a single file format, and this will be stored in different blocks. So this is the good one, and click next. And this customization hardware, let me give 4 GB of RAM for him, and this is the virtualization option, hardware option for VMware operating system to launch, and this is number of processors. So still I have when I go to disk, my device manager, you can able to see here I have a processor, and I have 4 core processors, so 4 i3. So this means I can give a maximum of go to 16, but 16 will not be supported. So I can go for 2, and number of cores is 2. So 2 cores will be selected inside this. So I don't think so Windows Server 2008 need that much of processor's performance. And this is the NAT, and NAT is something called the Network Address Translator. What do you mean by this? Actually, this is something specifically I can say when you see, actually when you install physical OS in physical system, and when you install a virtual OS in virtual system, Physical OS does not have NAT. Physical OS is installed by help of the BIOS.
Yep.
Is installed by help of the BIOS. But virtual OS is not something like this. It's installed by the help of the hypervisor. So this will be installed by the help of the hypervisor, and hypervisor is acting as a BIOS here. And you know, to have two types of BIOS, hardware BIOS and virtual BIOS. So virtual OS itself have a BIOS, and this hypervisor helps us to launch an operating system. I'm just coming back to this point. What is mean by NAT? See, actually the NAT is something called network address translator. That is which is network address translator. And what is mean by this? You know, actually my virtual machine, actually, because physical machine does not have something like this when they started after installing the OS. But when it comes to virtual OS, we have something called NAT. What is mean by NAT actually? Here the NAT is something that connected to physical to virtual, virtual to physical. See, just understand this one. See, the NAT, when I'm selecting, you can have bridge. Bridge means connected directly to physical network or replicate physical state. What do you mean by this? This option is something given by, because my operating system, one of those operating system, wants to communicate with my physical switch. So see, actually, when I'm going for physical operating system, I have this adapter. This adapter is detected inside my system, and this adapter is something called virtual. This is because VMware operating system, they will take as a this adapter as a switch. See, actually, I have suppose 50 virtual operating system running inside my VMware workstation, and this adapter will act as a switch for all those 50 systems. So this means we have two types of switches. One is physical switch and one is virtual switch. You understanding?
Yep.
So we have two types of switches, we can say, in the network. One is physical switch and one is, I can say, virtual switch. In physical switch, you can see I have a limited number of ports. But when you see virtual switch, we have unlimited number of ports. So this is because this is a limited number of ports, this is unlimited number of ports. So unlimited means I can have any number of operating system I can install in this one, and I can connect it as a virtual switch. But if you see physical switch, so physical switch have limitation number of ports. So I cannot have many operating systems or many systems to be connected in my physical switch. That is the and in this our scenario, who is the physical switch? So who is the virtual switch? This is a virtual switch. And that is why this option, when I select this net bridge connection, and this means this virtual machine can able to communicate with my physical as well as virtual. So that's why. So when I select the bridge connection,
this Ethernet is our physical switch. This one is virtual switch.
This one?
The Ethernet one.
Yes,
Yeah.
I have Ethernet network 2. This is the virtual switch. This will convert it to be a virtual switch. And just remember, my system is connected with physical switch.
Oh, just the normal hardware one.
Yeah. So my system, my physical system connected to my physical switch. I have a physical switch. But this is not connected with my physical switch. Which one? This virtual machine. This means they will detect as this as a switch. So this is the virtual switch.
Yeah.
And when they connect this as a virtual switch, they will communicate with physical switches.
Okay.
So understand?
Yep.
So that is why you can see we have a lot of options here. That is why the bridge option they have given in VMware, and we have a NAT. What is mean by NAT? NAT means They will communicate. They will not communicate with my virtual switch. They'll communicate virtual to virtual. They don't have any communication between physical to virtual. They will communicate only virtual to virtual. So I have like this. I have 64 adapters. Okay, I can have 19 adapters as a virtual adapters. I can add it and I can communicate with my virtual to virtual without having a single communication with my physical operating systems. Or my physical operating system does not require to have a connected to be a physical switch. This is the how this networks things is working all about in my VMware. So right now I'm going to select this bridge connection, and then this is USB. I don't want USB. So what are the things you don't want? You can delete it right now, and auto detect a bridge CD DVD yes processor and memory. Okay, so you can give 64 GB of memory, and you can give as a 16 cores of processors. Okay, so if you want to add more means yes. Yes, yes, you can ask the questions. Any questions?
No, all good, boss.
Okay, so up to this you understand it, okay?
Yep, yep.
And I will be telling what is my virtualization engine. This is supported by, if I want to install another virtual machine inside this, I need to enable it. Intel VT or AMD V, that is virtualization. But I'm not sure that I'm going to install again another virtual machine inside the operating system, which is already running as a virtual.
Yep.
But it is possible to do that. But for that, I need to manually specify virtualization engine mode and may impact on because it will impact my physical system. So right now, I will be give as automatic. I'll close it, and then okay, I have customized. So it's time for me to launch.
Yep.
So now it is launching my Windows Server 2008 operating system. Here you can see its setup is loading files, and this all stuff is working inside my hypervisor, and that hypervisor is something that is invisible to us right now. But transparently we can see it is another layer is running above hardware. So that hardware is something shared by two machines. One is physical machine, one is virtual machines. And one more thing you remember, just if you see if you see my physical operating system need attention of drivers because I need to install drivers. So drivers problems is big headache for me to do that because if operating system have two types of drivers available in operating system. Actually, if you see the driver's point of view, what is mean by drivers? Driver, I can say simply, driver is a communication between OS and the device. So is a communication between OS and the device. That is a driver. And we have two types of drivers. One driver is a low-level driver, and second one is a high-level driver. So low-level driver means these types of drivers provided by BIOS itself. I will tell you an example. And these types of drivers is provided by the user. See, actually this is by BIOS, and you can see low-level driver is something called, see, whenever you're installing new operating system in the machine, you can see after installing new operating system, you can see the mouse is working, hard disk is working, and keyboard is working, right? So who is going to give the driver for those? That driver is something called low-level driver, and that's driver given default by BIOS. And after installing those operating system, so and you are going to device manager and you are seeing that there is no because audio is not working, LAN driver is not working, and my Wi-Fi driver is not working, my web camera is not working. So they need driver. So that driver is not provided by BIOS. That is something you have to provide by yourself. That type of driver is known as high-level driver. Yeah, that's why the two types of drivers we have available in the system. And also, you have to remember there are two types of partitions we have in the systems. One is low level partition, next is high level partition. I will tell one example. See, actually, when you're, suppose I'm buying 1 TB hard disk from the shop. So this means when you're buying 1 TB hard disk from the shop, there is a space allocated by default in this hard disk or not of 1 TB by the manufacturer itself. That is something called low level partition. When you see high level partition, the space, suppose I have for example, I have 1 TB of hard disk. That is the total space available in the hard disk. And what is meant by high level partition? High level partition means I will split the 1 TB into different sections. You understanding?
Yeah.
See, I have, let me show an example. So the total size of this disk, you know, is 500 GB. When I go to disk management, I can show you this total disk of my hard disk is 500 GB. And that 500 GB is something called, what type of partition? It's what type of storage? Low level partitions. So that is the total partition that my total disk is contains. And after I'm connecting that hard disk to my system, and then I'm just splitting into different partitions and different volumes. So that is something called high level partition. So that just means I cannot go beyond 500 GB or 1 TB that's specified by vendor, but I can split this into different specification for my different purposes. So general purpose partition is also available. So that is why when I go to disk management, yes, you can see I have 465.75 GB of hard disk, and this is total disk space, and this space is something considered as a low level partition. So I have split this into different partitions like 243 GB for C drive and 221 GB for my E drive. So total I have 2 drives. Yes. So this is how split. This is something called high level partitions what we have, because high level partitions are used to be created as a partitions, and I'm going to split as a drives. I'm going to give a file system. So that is a file system. So these all capabilities and attributes and methods will be given only by when go to these types of partitions, high level partitions. When come to low level partition, we don't have such things like this, because low level partition does not have any file system. It does not have any partition. It does not have any OS. That space is something called raw. So the raw means there is no file. So I'm to make use of this, I need to split into partitions. I need to format with specific file system, and then I can go inside, and then I can use for my storages. I think you understand.
Yep.
Okay, now coming back to my this. Okay, if you can see he's asking me a product key. So I don't have right now. So I'll go to answer this option, automatically activate Windows when I'm online. Okay, click next. Okay, so just asking me, do you want a product key? No. So we go back to the rest of the process. So this is because why I'm installing Windows Server 2008 here, to make state the differences. Because I want to show you the differences on Windows Server 2008 and 12, because I don't want to enter into directly Windows Server 2012 without discussing this, because you may be understanding more better when we have installed these two operating systems at the same time. Okay, so side by side, I'm going to install one more operating system for me. It's very easy to do that. Let him run. So click next and go to browse. I have Windows Server 2012. Yes, it's detected. And then this is, see, as a 4 editions. As I told, data center, let me go to data center and let me give passwords. Yes, okay. So see, actually, I have already installed Windows Server 2012 in my later in my VMware workstation. So maybe no problem. I will be installing again, and this is for I'm just go for testing 2012. Okay, click next, and because I'm already running out of storage here, 22.5 GB, no problem. So let him give as a 200 GB of storage. Click this and then customize hardware. Let me give him 4 GB. Go to NAT and replicate this bridge connection. Click OK and finish it. Okay, so here one more operating system is starting, and let me just rename it because this also creates some problems. So let me go here, the server.
What about this one, the server? We got data center evaluation 2012 and we got with the standard core and GI.
Yeah, that's
What is
right.
the meaning of data center?
See, as I stated yesterday, these editions are designed specifically for based on the environment. So that is based on environment, which environment you are in. So see, every offices have their deployment teams and testing teams and all. So suppose I am planning to install Windows Server 2012 inside my system, I need to do planning before installing Windows Server 2012 because I need to plan, I need to design, I need to architect, I need to understand the concepts and features what we have Windows Server 2012, and I need to understand by migrating Windows 2008 to 2012, what are the drawbacks may I get, and what are the things will be stopped for me. All those things I need to work out. So when I'm changing to Windows Server 2082, that's not something easy for us to understand, because understand easy, but that's not easy to do that because it hit the production servers if I done anything mistakes. So my business is gonna be affected. So we should plan and we should deploy, we should implement, and then we should use it for our production services. So suppose 2008 is running for my office for more than 1 year or 2 years. So now 2002 arrived. So this means I will take 1.5 months or 2 months to make plans of moving towards 2008 to 2012. So I need to understand because this editions is something I need to work out, because this edition designed specifically for specific environment. And one thing you should understand, once you selected edition, by default you cannot change to next edition.
Yeah.
Okay, so that gives you a lot of problems and also a big headache for us. So the installation, you can see there are total difference. This graphical, as I told yesterday, Windows Server 2012 is based on Windows 8 kernel, and also this is something different kernel. This is based on Windows 7 kernel, and this is based on Windows 8 6.2 kernel. So you can see the difference, the graphical difference is there, but the console is exactly the same one. All the process what we are seeing here, copying files, extending files, expanding files, installing features, installing update, and the completing installation are also same. But once you but the capabilities of this OS and this OS something different. The capability of this OS is something low from this OS, because this OS have massive capabilities compared to Windows Server 2008. And Windows Server 2008 is not designed as a cloud operating system. It have limited features of cloud. When it comes to 2012, it have high features of cloud. And also it is the most demanded operating system for Microsoft Windows Azure and OneDrive cloud services. When coming back to here, I think you're understanding all those things. There's drivers and all those kinds of things. And one thing you remember, when you try to install your operating system, your BIOS should support ACPI. Hope you're understanding this. Advanced configuration, power interface. You know what is this ACPI? Yeah, you know what is ACPI?
No.
ACPI is advanced configuration power interface that we have inside BIOS. Inside BIOS, and via ACPI only we are getting what are the things is getting plug and play, and we are getting the concepts of 64-bit and 32-bit hardware, and via ACPI only all the devices are detected, and via ACPI only we are getting the power management things, like we are going to put the OS in sleep mode, we are going to put in standby, we are going to put in hibernate mode, we are going to put in shutdown, restore, all those functions supported by ACPI. That's why when installing OS first time in your physical hardware, your operating system will check your BIOS is supported by ACPI or not. If it is there not supported, means the installation will be stopped immediately. I hope you're understanding.
Yeah.
Okay. So one guy asked me last week, you're talking about Windows Server 2012 and Windows Server 2012 R2. There are two editions released by Windows Server 2012. That is Windows 2 editions. So this is two editions. So this is the first edition. This is the second edition. You can see these two editions released by Windows Server 2000. The first edition they released Windows Server 2000 without service pack, and this edition has been removed by a lot of problems. After later they have released this Windows Server 2012 R2, and now here I am installing Windows Server 2012 R2. Okay, so the thing is, see, as with each previous version of Microsoft Windows Server, Microsoft has introduced several new components and enhanced many other components to improve the functionality and manageability of Windows Server 2012 and as well as Windows Server 2012 R2. So that's why, so because we have to understand what are the new features that is available in Windows Server 2012 compared to other Windows previous version. The first thing is, yesterday I have discussed the Windows 8. So new features. So new features of 2012 server here. The first features I can say is new and improved features of in PowerShell. Second, I can say improved network capabilities. And third one is improved branch cache. So this all the features what we have dramatically changed. So also we have remote effects, and also activity improved and DNS improved. FSRM, that is file server manager. So this all the things what we have. So this all the things what we have in Windows Server. There is a massive improvement, and Microsoft has added lot of other capabilities in Windows 2012 or 2. So that is a lot of enhancements of also virtual machine storages. So this is how the massive improvement compared to 2008 and 2012. And this all the improvements they have bring into the Windows Server 2012, and that's why. So let me have that. Okay, let me see. It's still installing. So Windows Server 2012 is the one which is topmost operating system what we have for Windows Server 2012 and 2012 or 2. And also remember that Windows Server 2012 is the first operating system that released by the mindset of the cloud. So the cloud is the way, because we know that every release of Windows Server has offered numerous features and functionality to assist administrators and corporates with their day-to-day tasks. And also the new release has offered plenty of new functionality, but also have increased the administrative burden for the servers. And since the Windows Server 2000, Microsoft laid the foundation for Active Directory, and then Windows Server 2000 became the first dedicated server platform from Microsoft, and then Windows Server 2008 to offer server flexibility by providing role-based deployment, including streamlining new features such as server core. And then Windows 2012 came. It's a revolutionary release of operating systems, while Windows Server 2012 continues to build on Terra releases. So it delivers improvements to Microsoft Windows Server platform and also gives the high capabilities of Hyper-V and also have live migration on those things. So that's why. Yeah, so up to this you understand?
Yeah.
Sometimes my audio connection is getting loose, so that's why I'm stopping that time. I'm not talking. When the audio connection is losing the connectivity, so at that point I'm just stopping. I'm not talking. So when the audio restored, I'm talking. So don't think that I'm talking on that time also.
Okay, that's good.
So still installing. Okay, so I think he's installed. Yes, so this is booting up. And what is booting? When our operating system loaded into the RAM memory is called booting. So we have something called virtual RAM that is running inside this virtualization, and that inside that virtual RAM only Windows Server 2008 is booting up, and he's creating all those customization process. And also he's suppose that's why when you're planning for Windows Server 2012, this you should have understand of the minimum hardware requirement what you have to install Windows Server 2012. So IT resource requirements, the first is processor. I know how much processor required, it's just 1.4 gigahertz, and then that is x64 processor. That's enough. And when come to memory, just 512 MB RAM is enough. That is minimum. Maximum it will support 4 terabyte. And when you come for drive space, so 32 GB of storage is required. So that is enough for to install Windows Server 2012 inside. So these recommendations are minimum, so needed to get the server up and get running. So maybe you need additional recommendations for processor, memory, and hard drive space. This will offer the system solid performance, flexibility, and additional resources. And additional resources of hardware means you may need 4 GB of RAM, 2 GHz processor, 100 GB of storage. And also we should look at base requirement as a bare minimum to get the server operating system up and running. Generally, if I speak, this minimum requirement do not take into account the workload you will be facing on the server. So users should always consider the roles and applications that will be loaded on the server. And we should consider the recommendations and requirement for those applications as additional resource. And this allow us to have servers that perform satisfactory to meet our needs while having little room to grow. And that's why if you see virtualization workloads, so we have two types of workloads here, physical workloads and virtualization workloads. So that is why we have two types of workload, physical workloads and virtualization workloads. So if your server is going to be used for virtualization workloads, ensure that you have enough RAM and processor cores to support Windows Server 2012 operating system as well as virtual servers running on the server. So, and you know, however, many servers, something, how many servers you need, what type of servers, what type of applications, all these factors you need to review carefully while you are planning for virtualization server. And also one last note I'm telling for concerned virtualization server, whether you choose VMware or Hyper-V virtualization technologies, make sure your processor hardware supports the hardware assistance virtualization, either AMD or Intel. These technologies typically also need to enable in BIOS, as I told you, because they are generally not enabled by default. So enabling the virtualization normally requires a full hard drive restart to take effect. And also make sure that you have enabled these technologies before installing a virtualization technology. I think you have enabled inside your system. So understanding, as you asked me one question in right now, Windows Server 2012 editions and roles. See, Windows Server 2012 streamlined the number of editions to 4, and this is something we have data center edition, standard edition, and one important note is that both edition, data center and standard, are technically the same. They provide the full technical capability of Windows Server 2012 platform. The difference between data center editions involves the license and virtual operating system support. When you come to, if you see the editions, you ask me that oh, what is editions and how it is there. I can tell you simple things. The first one is data center, and you know what is it? This data center have? It supports 64 processor, 4 TB of RAM, and you know what the purpose is, just designed for large scale, highly virtualized infrastructures. Infrastructures, and you can have a public, private, and hybrid cloud deployments. When come to standard, this also supports 64 processor and 4 TB of RAM, and designed for non-virtualized environment. So where physical server deployment is preferred. And this is good for great or smaller infrastructure or branch offices. And third, I can say have essentials. I can say this is limited to 25 users. And it have built-in configuration to connect cloud-based services, and good for small-based business. And this foundation, you can see, provide general purpose Windows Server functionality. It is limited to 15 users. This is how this is. So see, once you have chosen the right edition for your needs, you need to look at the services the server will provide for your infrastructure. So these services come in form of roles. Okay, let me see here.
Yeah.
As I told, these services will come form of roles, and Windows Server 2012 and like Windows Server 2008 provides several roles that can be installed in server. A role, what is role? Role is a set of software features that functions that provides services for your server and infrastructure. And some of the roles require additional planning to provide stable and reliable environment. And some of the roles where we have something called activity certificate service, domain services, activity federation service, and then we have application server, DNS, DHCP, all those types of roles what we have in this Windows Server 2012. When
I think they will take a while to start the image.
yeah, it will work because I gave only 4 GB RAM, so let's see. And also you should understand that driver problems we don't have in virtual machine, because once you install the operating system, you have this VMware tools.
Yeah, it's automatic.
Automatically install all the drivers. If you install virtual machine inside your Hyper-V, there is a guest integration services option available in Hyper-V that will install all the drivers, required drivers for that specific virtual machine.
Uh, Paul, is it possible, like, can we start from tomorrow? Because it's 3 o'clock for me. And
Okay. So you're running out of time. Okay. Yeah, sure, no problem. Tomorrow I will be informing you the timing. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, Paul.
Tomorrow I
Yeah,
will.
actually.
Yeah, tomorrow I
Yep.
will be informing you the timing. Uh, my correction lost. Oh, yes, tomorrow I will be informing the timing, as well as I will be discussing with my colleague Dinesh about the examination details have you asked me, and I will get back to you.
Yeah. So tomorrow timing is not 9 o'clock.
No, tomorrow timing is not 9 o'clock. It will be reshipped to some other timing that I will intimate you.
Okay.
I will be informing you because tomorrow, because I have online class for people from AWS, as I told, because
Yeah.
that
So
will be finished. That will be finished in just 1 week.
okay. So
That
if you
is,
can inform me like today, so it would be more good, so I can organize myself.
yes. Today itself, I will inform you the timing, available timing, and also I will inform you that tomorrow what time you are going to sit again. We are going to sit again. I will specify the timing. And examination details also I will ask him. I will discuss with him, and I will let you know that also. Is that okay? Yeah. My this audio connection connected right now.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
that's what actually we can continue this tomorrow, and hopefully we can start tomorrow with the syllabus, course syllabus, and all these things.
yeah, sure. So tomorrow we'll start, and I will discuss with the timings, and I will get back to you today itself.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Paul.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time,
Thank you.
and please take care and
Yeah.
have a nice day. See you back tomorrow. Take care. Bye.